Hello. It's been a while since I posted some developer advice, so I'd like to share something new about the development of Neverending Nightmares that we found very helpful. So, basically, it's the concept of a sizzle reel. So, sizzle reel is a term from AAA games, and usually the way it works is you want to pitch your game to your publisher, but you don't actually have a game. So, like, for example, let's say I'm pitching a new first-person shooter where you play as a space marine, but this space marine has a bandana, so that's like your big feature, bandanas. So, what I would do, or what most companies do, is you hire like Blur Studios, which is they do like special effects for movies. I'm sure you can find a list of things they did. I think they did like the Gears of War, like Tears for Fears, whatever trailer that was really good. So anyway, you hire them, you say like, here's our models, here's our concept art, make us a trailer. And then the trailer isn't actually a game at all, it's all pre-rendered footage, and then you get a sizzle reel. And then you turn to your publishers and you say, look at our game, this is the effect we're trying to create. This has all of our bandana technology, look at the bandana sway, and it's really great. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go along, if you can't figure that out. But the idea is that it's really more for the publisher side of things, and a lot of those people aren't gamers, and so like showing early gameplay is very difficult because it doesn't look anything like you'll deliver, but then also showing a sizzle reel, it's not gameplay at all. Usually it doesn't have anything resembling a gameplay camera, but the advantage is it shows what you want to create in terms of the feeling and the mood and the action and things like that. So certainly I previously poo-pooed the idea of sizzle reel, like why are you paying people a bunch of money to create something that is nothing like your games. And sometimes you'll see game trailers, like announcement trailers, that are just the sizzle reels. Like basically they don't show anything remotely resembling gameplay, then usually it's just the sizzle reel from the pitch meetings. But I found on Neverending Nightmares, creating the equivalent of a sizzle reel was very helpful. So if you look at our trailer, we have several elements in the trailer that aren't currently in the game right now. And there are things I want to put in the game, things where, slightly finished and sort of on the drawing board, but they're not in the game. Because certainly, where we are at development, we only have the very basic mechanics done. And so we just have a basic scenario. We don't have, the layers of story and all these things. But these are elements that I think are important to the game, and they're elements that really help determine the mood. So we put the additional things in the game. It all runs in engine, so it's not like a sizzle reel. It's all in engine, and when we revisit those, we're just going to use the files. But basically, the trailer really helped me personally understand that we can deliver on this game, that we can create the mood that I want to create, we can communicate these feelings, and we can bring in these obsessive compulsive intrusive thoughts, imagery, which are very important to me to express through the game. We can pull those off in our art style and make them look horrifying. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but like bones and the arms and stuff, like, I mean, that stuff is gross and terrible, but like, that's something that I've struggled with, and so it's almost liberating. It's this great feeling to see it there. And so well, certainly I've talked a bit about this, but because we're creating a game that's so important, the mood and the feelings and not the mechanics, it's very difficult because we've basically been working on the game since December, and I don't know, we did the trailer in like May, early June, and that was when I felt like, yes, we can deliver. But then if you compare that to Retrograde, which is a very mechanic-based game, I did the prototype in a month. So we submitted to the IG. Actually, I did the prototype in like a week or something, and we submitted to the IGF after a month and a half of work. So certainly I would recommend for indie developers, like, mechanic-based games are a lot easier to do. I mean, certainly, but personally I'm much more interested in stories and moods and things in my games. So, it's this is the game I really want to make. So certainly I took the plunge, I took the risk, but I'm just offering you the advice that, maybe if that's the type of game you want to create, don't start with code. Start with, the sizzle reel. Start with where you want to end up, and if you can make that compelling, then it's going to be easier for you to see the way there.